Let's take a moment of silence for all those DJs that stare at the laptop screen.
We're back in time, we're back in time, we're back in time, we're back in time, we're back
in time. What's up, my good vibe DJ tribe? You know them. You might even be one of them. The laptop DJs that get stuck in the death stare, so much so that your crowd's kind of wondering if you're part of the show or on your Facebook. Today I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of using a laptop versus, well, basically anything that isn't. I'm also going to share my personal reason on why I choose not to use a laptop. Not to say that it's a bad thing. Everybody uses what works for them. But if you're trying to figure out whether or not you want to stick with vinyl or get a happy medium by using a laptop, or you choose to stick your music on a thumb drive or a CD and just play it in a Pioneer or Denon DAC, this is a video for you to help you figure out what's going to work best. So let's jump right into it. The pros and cons. Well, let's start off with money. It's pretty expensive to get yourself a laptop. If you're using a CD or USB, that's going to be a lot more inexpensive for you. The second thing to consider is theft. If your laptop gets stolen and that's where all your music is, and that's the only thing you know how to DJ on, well, you're gonna run into more issues. If you just have a USB and that gets stolen, it would suck, but hopefully you have a backup of music on your desktop computer at home. 3, damage. So maybe somebody spills a drink on your equipment, maybe you accidentally drop it at the end of the night because you've had a few too many. Or maybe somebody steps on it behind the DJ booth not realizing that your laptop is in it. 3, software issues. Yes, this is so frustrating. I've definitely been on tour with people where their Serato DJ program crashed on them, or they didn't do the latest update, and now they're running into issues, or they don't know what the issue is and they panic and aren't able to troubleshoot fast enough, and then suddenly there's no music, or their music is playing backwards. So not something you really want to have happen live at a gig, especially if you're on tour and trying to be professional. And last but not least, my personal reason is that when you are DJing on a laptop, and I've done this before because sometimes, you know, I've had to use a completely different setup. They didn't have Pioneer decks and we were using somebody's controller, so I had to stick all my music in their laptop to play. And even though I can play by ear, I found myself staring at the computer screen. It's just that bright thing right there in front of you. You can't help it. You're looking at it. You're looking for your track, as opposed to, you know, scrolling through your music or knowing you're going to play track number 5, as opposed to going on a laptop and then trying to search for it. For me, I feel like it just disconnects you from the audience. For example, if I was hanging out with my friend, I would not have my phone on the table. I would not be taking notes on my phone during a business meeting because it would make me feel disconnected from the person I'm talking to. I would prefer to have a notepad and write down what's going on, or just be present and in the moment. And with a laptop, sometimes I just don't feel like that's possible. That's not necessarily true. I know that people do a lot of different things to make sure they're not detached from their audience, you know, by maybe putting their laptop to the side so that they just take reference over to it, but they're mostly facing the crowds. There are definitely a lot of pros to using laptops. There's so much technology involved. There's so many cool things that you can do in those programs, from cue points to effects. So if your mixer doesn't have a funky effect on it and you want to use an echo filter, then you can just go right into the program and set your filters and you're good to go. So there's that's just like one, you know, cool thing, but there's lots of really awesome things that you can do with a laptop. And if you're a touring DJ and you're likely producing music, then having a laptop with you is still super convenient. So what I would suggest to those of you out there that are trying to weigh the pros and cons is to actually just try it. Try to DJ without looking at your Serato. Try to DJ just using a USB. Try to DJ with your laptop and use all the cool technology, but maybe set up cue points or use a controller that you can set up all of your effects and it's ready to go, so that you don't have to go into your program and, you know, be staring at it and people think like, is this person on Facebook or are they here at the club performing? DJ Tech Tools actually did a helpful article on how not to have that Serato DJ stare, and I'll link it below for you guys to check out. But again, this is just my personal experience and opinion on using it. I started on vinyl, I learned by ear, so it just kind of makes sense to me when I went digital to continue to do by ear and hopefully not be staring down at the controls for too long. I mean, I know we do look down at our mixer when we're EQing just to kind of see like where our levels are at and make sure we're not redlining. But for some people, a laptop works for them, and that's cool too. If this video is adding value, or any of my content adds value to your career, I would really appreciate it if you share it with other people. That's how we can really continue to build this community and add value, inspire people to hopefully follow their passions and charge their worth. You can also give the video a thumbs up and definitely leave a comment below. I'd love to hear your story on how you decided to go one way or the other. Maybe you progressed into the digital era and you were using vinyl for quite some time, or maybe you're going the opposite way. Maybe now you're building a collection of vinyl and you want to go like all analog, right?
Back in time, go back in time, go back in time, go back.